There's something wrong when I try to go to YouTube. Bangtown, California with 5 gift subs. So answer your question. There is a problem with YouTube, and I don't know what it is. This is something totally new. Bangtown with 5 gift subs. Astrobate with the gift sub. Move 11 with the gift sub. Thank you guys for the gift subs. Nice to see Bangtown back. I can't fix the YouTube. I don't know what the problem is. So, I guess there's no YouTube today. Astrobate, can you watch on Twitch? Not have Twitch. Well, you used to have Twitch. What do you're talking to me on Twitch. What do you mean you not have Twitch? You're literally talking to me on the Twitch platform, and you're telling me you not have Twitch. Well, apparently, what do you mean yay live? Don't tell me YouTube works now. Because I got an error message again. No. YouTube is not working. So I don't know what the problem is. We only have audio. What? What do you mean you only have audio? You mean on YouTube? Is that the problem? Do you have a problem? So YouTube has audio but no sound? Yeah. YouTube has audio but no video? Is that what you're telling me? Okay, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but anyway, I tried to fix it, but it's broke. So anyway, maybe I can do some troubleshooting after the tournament. Disregarding your last. So we got Bangtown, California, 5 gift subs. Nice to see you back. Zen Chess is here. Watching your phone, Astrobate. Maybe on the phone. I don't know. I can't get my laptop to pick up YouTube. There is a problem with YouTube when it's trying to communicate with Streamlabs and YouTube. We got a red flag, but I don't know what it is. I've got the freaking software up, and it doesn't give me any info. I'm really, I should get a different kind of broadcasting software, but whatever. We can't fix it now. We're going with Twitch. So it's a Swiss, guys. Anybody want to join our team? Move 11's playing. Nice. Sparkle Horses, me, Zen Chess, Move 11, Reduso, Impure King, Stefano, and Astrobate. Title on YouTube says Simul. Well, that's the old one. It says Pawnda Weekly Team Tournament. I can see that. But it's still not working. No, the title is correct on YouTube. It just doesn't play. It's like waiting for video chess training. So it knows there's supposed to be a stream, but it doesn't connect. It's something with the connection between the two. It's something that I did. Where's the people? Well, they don't like Swisses. Shaki could play. Yaron could play. Heroku could play. Hopefully we can get at least like 8 or 10 players to start. And then some people usually come later. Chess is imagination. Well, I agree, and I didn't show enough imagination on my last hype train incoming. Another crazy thing, like weird hype trains just start happening for no reason now. You'll have a limited time to earn exclusive. So I got a random hype train, second time. Chess is immigration. I'm a chess migrant. Today my team complained that I'm not a Hungarian citizen, because if I was a Hungarian citizen, the team wouldn't have to pay an extra $50 to register me because I'm a foreign player. Come on, guys. I'll become a Hungarian citizen so my chess team doesn't have to pay $50 to the Hungarian Chess Federation. Yeah, it shouldn't show you the old title. You should be able to get the new title on live on YouTube, but that doesn't matter, Astrobate, because the video's not playing. Here we go. So we got 8 players. Let's go for 10. Do I see Shaki? Do I see Yaron? Yaron, get in there. We got 9 with Heroku. Hero, notice? Hero-ku. Chess is migration. Yeah, I consider myself a migrant. And I was way ahead of the curve, like leaving the United States back in 2004. Very smart move on my part. Just the only lucky thing that I've done in like the last in the last 20 years, but you know, I did something right. Although it's not as bad as the United States, it's almost as bad. We have Orban instead of Trump, but somehow he's not as bad. Okay, Impure King versus me. We're white. I don't know what to play. It's 5+3, so this is blitz chess. Oh yes. I don't know what I'm gonna do with white, but I want to play a mix of things. You know, I don't want to play just one particular opening. I have the feeling our opponent might not make it. Looks like we've got was he one of the pre-registered players? We got a runner. New Stephen King movie out, The Long Walk, grossing $25 million at the box office already. By the way, I read that book, and or I guess it was a short story, but got really good reviews so far. All right. Anyway, Mark Hamill is in it. That's cool. Mark Hamill's a cool guy. Anyway, what are we gonna do? Just sit here and watch this guy's clock? So if I come, right? Remember the last time we played, the same thing happened? If I leave the board, then the guy will show up. What I need to do is like make two boards somehow. Multi-screen. Leave site. No, I don't want to leave the site, bro. I just want to make another window so I can... Why is this so hard to do? Seriously. So stupid. Chess is migration. Okay, guys, thanks for the gift subs. I don't want to leave the fucking site, dude. I just want to open a new window. Open link a new window. You are playing. Join the game. I know. Schumacher is in first place. Look at all these new players. Schumacher, you already won a game. How did you do that? How do you win a game in like 1 minute? Asterbait is the answer. Oh my god. Asterbait played the Dutch against Schumacher. How do you win a game in 1 minute? Sorry, I asked. Stefano 8 is playing the white side of a Nimzo against Zenchess. Zenchess playing the Nimzo. Bangtown, California. Multi-ball on Terminator. Oh. Terminator pinball. I guess I've probably played Terminator. I think we have a Terminator at the Pinball Museum here, but actually now I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure we do. I always I never really played that machine too much. Not a big pinball player, but I do, you know, dabble once in a while. So this is a bad, well, not bad, but I mean hard opening to play. E5 doesn't look right. Is my guy there? He's not there. Okay. You guys can't see what I'm talking about, of course. All right, let's see. New window. You guys can't see what I'm talking about. Here we go. Properties. The other window. No. The other window. There. Nope. The other window. Nope. Yeah. You guys see this? This is... We got to move the board now. All right. Damn it. Move the board. And this is Zenchess playing black. It's not up to date either. This is the current position. White has a ironclad grip on the D file. So even if white loses their c-pawn, I mean, maybe there's some compensation here with control of d6. So that's just, you have 4 minutes left. That's a lot of time. How do you guys have so much time left? This seems like it's been like an hour. My guy's almost losing on time. My opponent is down. He's used 4 minutes, and you guys still have all your time left. Dude, what did I do now? Oh, no. You guys see this? Sorry for moving the board so much, but I have to see if I'm going to lose. So, a no-show from the very dubious character. I don't think that guy was even pre-regged, you know? I'm getting a challenge from position. Stefano with 2. How do you have so much time left? One side has used 1.5 minutes, and one side has used like 2.5 minutes. I guess that adds up. All right. Anyway, my opponent is about to lose on time. And he lost on time. All right. Whatever. So thanks for that, dude. Very uncool. Register and don't show up. I've got a challenge? No. From Vicon Z. So, alright, let me correct the window now. Vicodin. That was a really exciting start to our tournament. My opponent doesn't show up. That's really cool, man. So Zenchess is winning a pawn. I gotta move the board again. There. And yeah, but that board is now dead. We can just do that. Alright, I'll close the other board, other window. My other brother Daryl. You guys see this? Current position. Now the board's in the wrong place. How did that happen? Dude, what is happening here? Are you serious? Alright, why did the board keep moving? Finally. $0. That rook cost $0. Oh my god. Keep clicking the wrong thing. That's better. Alright guys, I need to finish my coffee while we watch Zenchess work on this Nimzo. White has some compensation, man. The d6 and f6 squares. I don't feel like... I remember Zenchess playing the Nimzo. It's a good opening for, you know, really all styles. I mean, I guess probably... Maybe not for people like really open positions, like... But, for most styles can find a way to play the Nimzo. It's a flexible opening. It works for most people. Thanks, guys, for the gift sub. YouTube is messed up. Today, I don't know what happened. Probably some update I didn't install or something's not cohesive. So, I'm going to Trumpistan Thursday. And so we have a stream that we normally do on Thursday tomorrow night. Announced the stream Thursday is now on Wednesday this week. So I'll be here tomorrow night. Last stream until the break. And I really don't think... Do a lot of white players try to dodge the Nimzo? Yeah, I mean, I'm among them. I often avoid the Nimzo because it's more complex, you know. The Nimzo's more imbalanced, so I think it's a tougher game for both sides than like the Queen's India. You often have imbalance with the bishop for knight exchange. I think absolutely you know, in my experience, more players avoid the Nimzo than allow it. I would say it's like a. I mean, if I had to estimate, I would say it's like a 6-to-4 ratio of people, d4 players who play d4 c4. When you play d4 knight f6, c4 e6, I would say like only like 4 out of 10 play knight c3. Even though objectively, you know, mathematically, that's probably white's best move. It's not easy to play the white side of the Nimzo either, you know, so I think that people tend to avoid it. I know I personally avoid it because it's a tough game for both sides, you know. It leads to imbalance more often than not, and it's harder. It's a harder struggle with more imbalance. I do think so. People are lazy, and it's safer to play knight f3. Plus, you're developing your king side. I mean, if you develop knight f3 or even g3, you know, the problem in the Nimzo is that you can delay castling too long and get your king stuck in the middle. That's why a lot of people lose in the like f3 variations or in the queen c2, because the white king doesn't leave the center of the board. When I'm playing the black side of the Nimzo, I'm thinking about that, trying to kill the king in the middle of the board. And it doesn't happen that often, but it does happen. Yeah, good point. Thank you for asking that question. That's a good question. I ask the best questions. Did you guys... I saw this video where like Macron was stuck or something in New York City. He couldn't go to like the United Nations because Trump had like blocked all the traffic. Macron is cool. He just like gets on his mobile phone and is like standing in the middle of the street in New York City. Like nobody, you know, who's going to assassinate Macron? He's like everybody. He's like a good guy. He's just standing there talking on the phone in like Midtown Manhattan, calling Trump, like asking why the fuck did you like stop all the traffic. I can't get to the United Nations, you idiot. Alright, knight e7 now. So... Bishop f6 check, obviously. Now white can avoid exchange of rooks, so this is still hard for black to break through. The good thing for white is, I mean, the good thing for black is that he has the queenside majority. So nevertheless, this is starting to get kind of scary, though. I mean, that knight, you know, you need to secure your knight, but you can't play h5 because of knight g5 check. This is, oh my god, he hung the exchange. It's 2 exchanges now. He blundered his rook on d6. Was that forced? Oh, he just played king f2 and hung his rook. Unbelievable. So if white doesn't blunder the exchange there, I mean, I think it's going to be really hard for black. Excuse me. But 2 exchanges is a bit too much. The doubled pawns. Yeah, I mean, this is just a ridiculous blunder by Stefano. It's like, I do this sort of thing all the time. He just forgot his rook was hanging. You know, this is the kind of move I would make in a simul. I mean, I can't believe he intentionally sacked the exchange. If he plays like rook d2, I mean, white has quite serious chances, I would think. Because black can't trade rooks or oppose the d-file. So this isn't so easy. I mean, maybe black can get the queenside majority moving. Anyways, yeah, let's go back and see now. I think Senchess is going to win up the exchange. Up 2 exchanges. Move 11 against Haroon. Move 11 is up 8 million pawns. I think he can handle 8 million pawns up. Reduce c1. La Adventure. Aventurier. With a buy. Nefidov with a buy. Nefidov stylishly late. Giashaki late. Ruslan Bear late. Heroin losing to move 11. Impure King forfeited against me. Move 11 still playing. Stefano lost. Okay. Heroku lost in Asterbate, lost in 5 moves. Asterbate, watch out for that Queen H5 mate in the Dutch. It takes experience to play the Dutch. Just ask Jeroen. I don't think this was a Dutch though, because move 11 plays e4. Alright guys, round 1 is about to be finished. So, 3-minute break, 3 minutes between rounds, and there's 6 more rounds to go. I'm sorry I got a forfeit win, though I really wanted to play. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players with a point, 4 draws, and the rest are zeros. So we should play top 4, but you never know what Stockfish is going to do with the weird pairings. I'm sort of surprised it's ranked me in first place. But I guess I beat the highest rated player, even though it was a forfeit. It still counts. I guess it still counts for tie breaks. I'm not a tournament director. I never directed any tournaments. So I'm not sure about rules as regarding tie breaks. And certainly not how they run them here. Guys, World Senior is coming up, so donate. Your donations are appreciated. We've only got 25 days to go, and well, basically, really only like 10 days to go, because I'm going to be working on my storage unit the next 2 weeks. We really only have a week and a half of streaming before the tournament. Laiush, welcome. Is that a fish? What is that? Emoji. Emote. Good evening, sir. Sire. Oh, it's Pepe the frog. Okay. So it's unclear if we're going to make our $3,000 goal. Will I stream for something like 1.5, 2 hours? I think about 1.5 hours, because this tournament isn't very long. So it's 5 plus 3, 15 minutes per game max, and plus 3 minutes times 7 is 20 minutes. So 15 times 7. What's that? 105 plus 21, 125. So that's like 2 hours, a little over 2 hours, around 2 hours altogether. But we already did the first round, so I would say we'd be gone for 1:45. Stuff on your smart trainer. Well, you didn't watch it. You didn't miss anything, because my first game was a draw. You know, oddly, I had an email yesterday from someone asking for chess lessons who was Hungarian, and they're looking for a chess teacher for a teenager Hungarian. And I never get this. I never get people sending me like an email in Hungarian asking me, to do chess lessons. I thought it was funny. I can do chess lessons in Hungarian, but my Hungarian isn't that great, so I normally prefer to do chess lessons in English. I definitely am not going to be like streaming in Hungarian. So reduce to playing h3. Oh no, it's a King's Indian. I didn't think this through. Okay, here we go. Galiash Miklos. I don't want to use Google Translate to answer somebody's Hungarian email. That's just weird. But I'm not good at writing. I can speak Hungarian, but I can't write in Hungarian. So let's go. Castles. Another question about me in Hungary was today that my team captain asked me if I'm a Hungarian citizen, and I said no, I'm a Hungarian permanent resident. And so the team has to pay $50 to the Hungarian Chess Federation for every Kulfoldi, or foreign player, in the team. We have 3 foreign players. Okay, thanks, Laiush. 3 foreign players They have to pay $50 per head. We have one Ukrainian, one American, and one New Zealand player in my team. And you're only allowed to have 2 foreign players play in every match. So we had a Ukrainian and me in the first round, and in the third, we couldn't have the New Zealand guy because he's a third one. I could be a Hungarian citizen. I've lived here long enough. But I'm gonna wait to see if Russia starts a war with Europe or not, probably. So, okay, C takes B, A takes B, and now you can play B4 sometimes in these types of structures. It's a lot like Zamish, but I don't know. I don't trust like B4 right away. I don't think he should play C takes B5, and I'm not sure about even Queen D2. I'm just talking about all kinds of random stuff. But Hungarian, okay. So, I'm not a Hungarian. Oh, the other weird rule is that I thought it went by like federation. I thought if you're like U.S. Federation, you count as a Kofodi, but you can be like U.S. Federation, but as long as you have a Hungarian citizenship, you don't count as a foreign player. Like Rapport changed his federation for a while to, Romania, and he still didn't count as a foreign player. Maybe they changed the rule for Rapport or something. I don't know. All right. So it doesn't matter. I just thought that was funny, kind of weird, funny. Do I have B4? Like appearance? Yeah, you can have double citizenship in Europe too, of course. That's the point. I don't have a European citizenship. I'm just American. I can be a Hungarian citizen, but I don't know if I could have 3 citizenships. So if I have to like leave, at some point, and I want to get like citizenship in, I don't know, Romania or something. Yeah, this U.S. citizenship should be worth more, but it's been devalued a little. Lately, there's been some devaluation of the U.S. citizenship. All right. Here. So I'm not really focusing. This was a problem on Sunday too. I think I need to do some meditation or something. Maybe I've been taking too much acetaminophen and now I have autism. Having trouble concentrating. Like I couldn't sit down at the board. I'll tell you guys something stupid, right? Listen to this though. Serious thing. When I play chess, and most players will do this, you have a table where the board is, and you usually, like, it's tiring to sit there, so you rest your arms on the table. But when we played the match on Sunday, I swear to God, it was one of those things where the tables were too narrow that there was literally no place to put your arms. There was like this much space between the board and the edge of the table, and it was very uncomfortable. I couldn't do like this. It sucks, it just sucks. So you have to like stand there like with your back straight, and you can't lean over and like put your elbows on the table because there's no place. I literally like hated sitting at the board. So I was like, I make this like bad moves because I'm like walking around instead of really sitting and concentrating. It's stupid. It's an excuse, but it's true. Like, I literally hated sitting there. It's a typical like cultural center where they held a match, and just narrow tables. Can't wait till the World Senior. It should be better. Guys, what am I doing here? I can't stop just escape the feeling about this player, the reduce E8. I cannot shake this feeling that you should be an E4 player. Do you hear me, man? The classical chess feels boring. Well, that's a natural feeling. In my case, I have like literally thousands of games. If chess was like a video game and it was on Steam, it would say, you know, I have like 3,000 hours of game time played or something like that. I don't know, you know. Well, way more actually. I mean, I don't even know. 3,000 games, so how many hours have I sat at the board? If I have 3,000 hours at the board, I mean 3,000 games, and the average length of my games is like 4 hours. So that's 12,000 hours, OTB. But if you're not used to it, yeah, of course it's like boring or can be like tiring or just like, of course. That's like watching YouTube shorts and then like having to watch like Gone with the Wind or something, or Gandhi. Imagine switching from watching like a 12-hour movie to like watching like short videos on YouTube. Adult onset autism. Okay, I haven't played today. The more I play, the better I play, and the more I get warmed up, it's usually very important. Where is he going? Having trouble concentrating. Yeah. So I played at the board, and I stood up and I was like walking around looking at the board, but that's not the way you should really be, constantly getting up, walking around. It's very distracting. Another good move by my opponent. All right. That's pissing me off. Auto mod. 21K Blitz games. Yeah. That's not bad. Rook B2 is... What's Rook B2? Just... reducing... reduce and reuse. Some reason why I can't do this? No, I mean, Blitz is a different animal. Different animal. It's more fun. Definitely. It's like, yeah. I have so much practice playing long games, though, that I find it interesting. It'll never be, like, boring for me. But I'm not doing it as well as I used to. So Rook B3, Bishop G7, Rook D3. I made a move on Sunday that was like totally impulsive. Totally artificial. Just like it was a Blitz game. Against all the principles that I really like try to apply. Bishop C4 now. But I think that Redusa has a tendency to play quick and start to make mistakes because he's playing quick. Too early. I also panic too much over the board. If I have 4 minutes, I think I'm gonna like flag or something. Like a total noob. I mean, I think this game was actually very close until he started playing quickly and making mistakes. Okay, it's never easy, but this is really bad now. He's just getting chewed up by those bishops. Chewy Louie. Who would have imagined this was a King's Indian? That was not supposed to happen. Alright. I can trade queens. I'll take the treed. I'll take the treed. The pawn on f2 is devastating. Plus I had bishop a6, didn't I? I'm very very foggy-headed tactically because I haven't played at all today. Alright. It takes me like 5 games to get warmed up and start calculating. Vivek Bola. Accepted. Accepted. You can still join the tournament. One ongoing game. Really. No ongoing games. Zen Chess beat Move 11. That's a good matchup. Whew. Alright. Are you going live Wednesday? Yes, Asterbait, we are. But I don't know what the problem is with YouTube. Lucy Cross, strong players always have elbows on the table. That sounded awful. Exactly. It is awful, and it's not the first time that's happened. It's the typical situation. When you have like a kind of maybe not the greatest conditions. This has happened in other tournaments. I always hate it. There's like an inch of room for your elbows or something, and like you can literally it's horrible. So I just didn't feel comfortable sitting there. You know, you got a big brain and you got to hold your head because the brain is big and your brain feels heavy and you need to put your head in your hands because your brain is too big and you just can't rest your elbows anywhere. It was horrible. I bet you never heard anyone make the excuse they lost because they couldn't sit at the board, with their elbows on the table properly. But it is very uncomfortable. Elbow, I get tennis elbow from resting my arms. What's the carpal tunnel type of stuff? And nerve pain or loss of nerve in my left hand here from doing this so much that I rest my elbow. It affects the nerve, so I'll have numbness in my left hand. A lot of people have those mouse pad type things that they put on the table. Quang Liam used to bring a towel. I've actually used the towel technique after Quang Liam. No, Ron Malpert. The name sounds familiar, Zen Chess. It sounds familiar, but I don't recall playing him or exactly who he was. Is he someone from the Midwest or something? Could be an actor. I thought he was a celebrity. The name sounds like a celebrity, like a director or something. Directed by Ron Malpert. Oh, he ran a historical Nebraska tournament, but I think he quit for many years. I've been around for many years. Is this just a random question, or did he like to have spongy mouse pad things for his elbows when he concentrated? I don't like not being able to feel my pinky finger. That happens all the time. Alright. Just random. Okay. Yeah, no, the name... At first I thought it was some film director, but then, now that you mention it, it sounds kind of familiar. I think I've heard his name. Petrov from Zenchess. So Zenchess seems to have like a totally new repertoire. I don't have anything here. I used to always go into the Petrov, but I'm just making this up now. 95 is the main line. I've played this with black. It's kind of a safe way to play, you know. White might be a little better in some of those endgames, but I'm playing like I'm black. I guess this is a thing. Like Hare Krishna. Of course, your knight isn't on c6, which might actually... that could benefit black in some way. It's on the 4 knights. Because black does it bishop d6 in the 4 knights. But this isn't a 4 knights. Your knight's not committed to c6. You can go like a6 or d7 to c5 or something like that. I don't know. I played this in blitz. I don't know if bishop d3 is even a reasonable move or not. A dowel. You mean a towel? So when it was hot in the summer, I would take a towel, wrap it around my neck, you know, use it to like, as like a sweat absorber on my way walking to a tournament, and then I would like, when I was done doing that, I would like take the towel and like put it like on the board as like a sponge for my arms. Quang Liam, multifunctional chess towel. When Quang played in Budapest years ago, before he was known, before he was a grandmaster, he was trying to make his GM norms here. And we played, and he always brought this little towel, you know, and I always thought it was funny. It was funny to bring this little towel and put it down on the board, you know. But, okay. He was young, you know, I'm old and I have, like, infirmities. But comfort is key. If you want to concentrate, you know, you can't be getting distracted by like body pain and numbness in the hand and shit like that. The less distractions, the better. All right, guys. So the Hare Krishna, very American pronunciation. Hare Krishna. We're normally going h3, bringing the bishop back to f1, I guess. Maybe I should just go knight d5 there. Ooh, I think I probably make a mistake here. I should go knight d5. Though he could just take and play, I'm not sure. Maybe he just takes and plays d6. Well, anyway, in any case, this is kind of lame. What I'm doing is pretty lame. I'm still not warmed up. Lucy Cross. I knew a chess player named Cross. He was a nice guy from Boston. Now I can't remember his first name. Ted Cross, that's what it was. Ted Cross. Alright, so c6. Look at those squishy dark squares. What are you playing? Checkers over there. Next he's going to be playing g6. Well, if you have squishy dark squares, you don't want to be trading your dark square bishop off. Correct? I mean, do you really want to play bishop takes c3 with squishy dark squares? No. Lame. It looks pretty complicated. A dowel. Yeah, I'm not sure about dowel. Is that an English word, a dowel? It sounds something from revolutionary times. Dowry. Let's see. D-O in the dictionary, dowel. Is that what you use to like find water in the ground or whatever? Like a forked stick or whatever? Or you just did like a typing on your phone. Kofefe. A towel. Dowel is the old English word for towel. Oh, a hammer handle can be called a dowel. Alright, so it is a word. Dowel. What are dowels used for? I'm playing Steinitz with white. I hate myself, you know, but I'm just not ready to play chess yet. It's round 2 for me. Round 3 in actuality. Keeping the bishop. Nice. Yeah, so slowly this is becoming like a Joko Piano reversed. And his position isn't so bad, I would estimate. Dowel. Good bishop, bad bishop. I don't know what it is. I'm just a caveman. I'm playing boring chess. Oh! No. That's not happening. That's not happening. Or whatever. You're allowed to trade that off. Are you threatening me with d5? Because I don't really feel comfortable about that. You don't want to trade. So it's me playing d4 or you playing d5? The chicken and the egg game? Yeah, I have a problem though. My pawn's not secured. Has anybody watched Alien Earth? Speaking of television and movies. No spoilers. Alright. Has anyone else canceled their Disney subscription? Because I don't have Disney. But if I did, I would do what Howard Stern did and cancel. Just saying, cancel Disney. You have a chess backgammon towel. Uh-huh. I've got like a coaster. A spongy like mouse pad coaster. That's just enough so I don't get like carpal tunnel in my elbow. Alright, now we're gonna have to make a break for it here. Finally. Someone's gonna have to play d4. This is the modern chess. Weekly team tourney. There are aliens in Alien Earth. No spoilers. You told you no spoilers. Lessons. Hund. I can't read that. Smurfette overwhelming us. Showering the board with gold coins. Like they did in the old days. Thank you, Smurfette. I don't deserve it. I'm a very bad chess player. What we're going to try to do in the next Hungarian Team Championship round / World Senior is I'm going to try to become an FM again. You know, I've got to get my rating back to 2300. We going in the wrong direction. I lost another game and now I'm down to 2380, 81. So, I am ashamed of my ELO rating and we need to go the other direction. Go up. We need to go up. I have all sorts of excuses. Shekels for the new year. Once in a blue moon, I'll get some shekels. People, I guess like, you know, Israeli tourists or whatever. You like occasionally like find shekels in your coins. I don't know. D5, I'm making impulsive moves. Is this really a good move? And why am I playing it? You know. Knight takes d5. I don't think this is a good decision. I'm just making random moves. I have random move disorder. Why did I do that? Knight d5, knight e4. That's probably okay for me. But I don't really want to trade anyway. You know, this is a stupid decision to play d5. What purpose does that serve? We get to the point where we're just making like random moves. d5 is anti-positional. It gives him, although he can't exploit it now, you know, maybe c line. My c pawn is blocked. I didn't like playing b4. If I could play c4, c5, I'd be in good shape, but my knight's in the way. So this doesn't really make sense. God Shankar? Giashaki, I don't know, man. That we can really say that. That's like, you know, acetaminophen causes Alzheimer's, yeah, autism. I don't think we have scientific proof. You can't just like ban people because you think they might be cheating. I mean, we need a little more evidence than that. I've had a number of games with God Shankar that seemed pretty normal, you know. I don't know. You want to report people, you can do so. I can't agree with you. Everyone has reasons to be suspect because they've been cheated in the past, you know. That doesn't mean that everyone's cheating. I've accused people falsely of cheating many times. I mean, wrongly, not falsely. I don't like say it if I don't mean it, but you can't do that. You know, you need more evidence. Where's your scientific evidence? Yeah, report them and move on. Exactly. Don't announce it in my stream. Next thing he's going to be talking about Tylenol. Can't Tylenol like sue Trump and like the U.S. government? Dude, I would think they would just like go after them. Can you like, you can't sue the U.S. government for defamation or? Jesus, man. You can't just like accuse random drugs of causing autism like with no evidence whatsoever or faulty evidence. That's crazy. Do whatever you want to do. Man, Zen chess is quick. He's quick. Your bishop's just hanging. How long has that been hanging, bro? Yeah. That's it. Mm-hmm. Remain calm. And stay behind the roped off area. See, this is why I hate bullet chess. And by, you know, by association why I hate blitz to a degree, because we're just playing like garbage. At some point, we just start hanging pieces and the dude doesn't resign. In increment 5+3. It's fine with me. No problem. I can sack my queen back. Don't play rook f3. I told you not to do that. I could play queen takes e4 and say, no, that doesn't work. Oh, e4 check. What did I say? Is it mate? It's mate. Holy shit. How do I stop the mate? Jesus, dude. That's annoying how few moves I have in that position. That's really weird. I had like one move to not get mated. Even though I'm up a queen. Well, practically. That's crazy. Alright. Horrible. Horrible. Alright. We're not going to accuse anybody who else is in the club. This is not even just a random tournament, too. It's like a club. So everyone's a member. We don't accuse other players of being cheaters. Just report them if you think they're suspicious, and that's it. And what Smurfette said is totally right. All right. Yeah, this is a club. It's the Pawnda and Horses Club. Exactly. We're all horses. So God Shankar, 1844. You know, I don't know if he's cheating. Could be. But I didn't see any evidence to the fact that he's cheating, so we're not going to say that anymore. Don't say it anymore. All right, 2 minutes left between. I've got 3. God, and he's God too. So, of course he's good. I mean, Zinchus has 2. Stefano 2. Honestly, if God Shankar was cheating, I mean, I probably would have banned him already myself. He would have cheated against me, but he only cheats against the lowest rated players. I mean. If he's going to cheat against anybody, he probably would cheat against the highest rated players. We still got time, though. 18 players. Schumacher's out. Schumacher forfeited. Bro, what am I going to do with him? Nefedov is in. Nefedov lost 2 games? Oh my god. So Nefedov lost to Gia Shock. It's an upset. And he also lost to Unleash, who we don't really know, but that's a minor upset. Nefedov 0 for 2. Nefedov. We like Nefedov here. I don't know why. Yeah, don't fight in my stream. All right. We got 4 rounds left. Last chance to join before the midway point in the tournament. God, the Bishop E2. I lost the Bishop E2 classical on Sunday. I had a good opening, and then I made this like retarded move. Because I didn't have place to put my elbows on the table, I was like playing like it was a blitz game. Oh, whatever, you know, the first move I could think of. This move I would like criticize my students for playing. I played myself. Okay, I had a deep idea, but it just tactically didn't work, and I didn't. Yeah, I know, it's a good excuse, isn't it? The problem was, like, you're gonna make a move that's against principles, and you're gonna try to justify it with tactics. Okay, fine, but if you do that, you have to really work it all the way out. You know, you can't just calculate part of the way and be like, okay, I think that looks good, I'll just play it. You know, what am I doing? How did I get here? David Byrne's been active lately. Speaking of the talking heads, he just got married. Been in the news all the time, collaborating on stuff. I literally didn't realize I was playing C5 like it was a Benoni here. I'm still half asleep or something. I don't know. I have kind of early dementia or something, early onset. Early onset. Yeah, move 11. No, there was like an inch of space, and I couldn't put my arms there, and it was really annoying. It's uncomfortable. So I just was like walking around. Yeah, I was doing like a walking around tournament game where I'm like walking around the room all the time. I do it too much. It's anyway, even without the excuse, but it's a bad habit. And it's very bad for your concentration. And I shouldn't do it, and I think it's linked to like anxiety or something. Even though I don't feel like I have anxiety, I think it's somehow a kind of symptom of anxiety. And like I can't sit still. Like I have ADD or something. So E3 declining. Declining the Gambo. Wow. That's a move you just never see. Alright, I'm going to try something here a little bit unusual. Trading pieces, the best way to play for a win, huh? The E3 decline variation of the Blumenfeld. I have a terrible score with the Blumenfeld online. In over-the-board chess, I've only lost with it once, I think. Playing like 5 or 6 times. Against Grandmasters, mostly. Whenever I play like random people on lichess with it, they don't even know the theory and they get a good position somehow. Redusa did the variation against me with this, which people play online all the time. They just take on b5, allowing you to take on d5, which is not even like a normal variation. So here's another weird, like, exception type of line. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Knight d2 seems like a good move. I can't play d5 because of take queen a4 check, winning a piece, so that's an issue. And it's hard for me like just to develop. And I don't really want my knight on a6. The point was to play queen a5 check and take. Exclam arena. Now that's a new command. Nice try. Play. Guess the commands. Wow. So what am I doing here? Tournament. Club. Join. We should do that. We should do that. We should have that command. Swiss, yeah. We should have a tournament command, join club command type thing. I agree. The idea was never to put my knight on a6. So I managed to get, what, just a imbalanced but level looking position. That's amazing. You struck out on all 8 attempts. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 7. 7. Oh, for 9. Oh, for 9. Yeah, we don't have a lot of commands here. Challenged? Yeah, like mentally challenged. Yeah, good one. Definitely. Mentally challenged. That I am. Help me become a FIDE master again. Guys, because I don't play like... For a long time I was playing like a FIDE master, and now I'm like drifting below that. Man, Pawnda doesn't even have command. Now things are getting interesting here. The good thing about this particular variation is that I'm not down a pawn, because usually when you play the Blumenfeld Gambit, you're automatically down a pawn. And I like to be down a pawn and just lose and put up no resistance. That's basically what I did on Sunday. Lose to a 2200. He didn't do anything. He literally didn't do anything except for executing like a pawn up endgame. You have to pose problems for your opponents. I'm overconfident. What else? I'm overconfident. I don't think through what I'm doing. My endgame technique is terrible. Rookie 1 is terrible. The F file is the F file is an F file. Is known to be important in the Blumenfeld gambit. He moved his rook off of F1. I think that's a bad idea. We have good control of the center. We're not down a pawn. Things kind of worked out here. You know, the Blumenfeld gambit, interestingly, there are no recorded games of being played by Blumenfeld. In the 80s, 70s, there was an American IM called Rudy Blumenfeld, but that's not the same Blumenfeld. There was a very old Jewish Russian master named Blumenfeld. And the funny thing was, I can't find any evidence of the guy ever actually playing a game with the Blumenfeld gambit. He must have played it in Blitz or something. And then people gave it that name. Alyekhin played it famously and beat Tartikover. Tartikover actually did something like what my opponent did. He played e3, but Tartikover accepted the pawn first, and then played e3. This appears to be a blunder. So he has blundered. Not a computer. Not on this move. Oh, he is quick though. With the quickness. We're up too much material. It was a deep trap. Maybe he's using a computer, but he's playing on, you know, handicap mode or something. Wow, we just had a network error. What the hell, bro? All sorts of streaming problems today. He's lucky, I heard. Is that right? Better to be lucky than good. Now he's losing a rook or a knight. Take your pick. He's fast and lucky. Alright. So the opening, guys, what was going on there? What's up with E3? There's only one game this has ever been played in an over the board game. That's impossible. I mean, 2200 and above. That's freaking impossible, man. Literally impossible. I don't trust the lichess Opening Explorer. And it's not just that they're missing, like, old games. I see some really strange statistics that are almost impossible. Alright, what's this? Stefano versus Redusu. Speed, two speed demons here. Stefano is a pawn up. No, he's a pawn down. Black with the active king. The hyperactive king. There you go. D4 is a little better. Nice active king by Stefano, though. He has more time. Now that's an active king. Black is probably better, even though they're down a pawn. Connected, coordinated rooks, active king. Well, anyway, he's definitely not worse. But if you trade the rooks off, you could have a problem. I mean, that king actually will just, yeah, go after the pawns. So white's on the defensive here. What do you do if you're black, right? Zen chess. You think I said a banned word? Oh, did I ban that word? No, I don't know what you did. Oh, you held a message for using. Yeah, I think you did. Oh my god, I forgot we did that. I forgot we banned them. It's not as bad as like, it's not as bad as obviously the evil chess site, but I got so sick of chess base, honestly, having this like chess monopoly, that I think at one point we banned the word. And they're so lame. There was this one time like 6 years ago when I tried to access my chess base account, and like I had to like ask them like 10 times to restore my password or something. They wouldn't even respond. Chessbase is so lame, dude. It should just be put out to pasture. Chessbase should be like retired permanently for its own good. But there's no competition. You can't update your existing chessbase. I hate them for so many reasons. It has like ICC disease. It's been the same for like 30 years. Hasn't improved. People are probably still using like chessbase version 1. But the database itself, okay, I mean, that's a valuable tool. Software aside, this collection of games. But everybody must have that. I don't understand. Like lichess, what do? Like, build their own, like, chess database? That sucks. I mean, I don't know how they accumulated their database of games, but it sucks. Like, it's definitely, like, not enough games. A lot of missing games. I understand you can't, like, pirate and steal chess-based database. I mean, that's what most people do. But, chess games are not copyrighted. So, those games should be accessible in some other place. There's no way that only one person has ever played, like, E3 at the master level in the Blumenfeld Gambit. But I'm seeing statistics like Bishop E2 in the classical Sicilian is like 40% wins for black or something like that at master level. I mean, okay, bro, there's practically no way that that's possible. And other statistical anomalies that, I can't believe. We looked at it yesterday or whenever. I was talking about it yesterday. The white side of the classical Sicilian was Bishop E2. If you look at the lichess opening explorer, white has some kind of really ridiculous score. Like, it's saying that they're like, losing twice as many games as they win or something. I mean, that's like freaking impossible. So, endgame, black has allowed a lot of simplification, and now the extra pawn matters more than it used to. You see the key there, black missed it all the way. He had to break with b5. This was the key move. He could have played this like 15 moves ago, and he just let Reduce a win because he didn't play the pawn break. He had b5 for like 15 moves. Never played it, so without the pawn break, how are you going to, like, take advantage of your king position? He had this move forever. b5 would have disrupted white's position, and black might even be better. Might have even been better. Even down a pawn. But he didn't know what to do. He didn't understand the dynamics of the pawn structure. You have to play b5. You force white to allow you to take on c4 or else break his own pawn structure apart, breaking the chain. Extremely strong move. Smurfette is still stuck in like 2000. I don't use chessbase at all. You know, I've got a better solution. No. Smurfette is in like 2008, maybe 2006. 2008. You're into what are you around 2008? Is it even later? 2009? No, Ribka didn't exist until Vass programmed it, so yeah, you're at least like 2007, 2008. Basic was living here, so I hung out with him a little bit, and we were talking about Ribka when he was making it. All right, so back to tournament. Zen Chess in second place. Redusa in third. We played them both. They both lost to somebody. And I'm not even in good form tonight. All right, Unleash looks a little underrated. They beat Nefidov and Ruslan Bear. God Shankar lost only against me. So there's 3 people who have only lost against me. I'm going to probably play Unleash or Stefano. Yaron is 2-2. Kel Art. Wow. Kel Art we haven't seen in a long time. Adventure. And then Ruslan Bear. Nefidov got a win against Heroku. Move 11. Move 11 lost 3. Move 11 is a really, really dangerous player. He got Kel Art. That's an unlucky pairing. He was 0-2. No, he was 1-2. And then you get this Kel Art guy coming in with a 2300 rating. That sucks. When you lost 2 games, you have to play the guy who's 2300. That's like the time that I played this tournament in Boston. It was a small Swiss, and Alexander Ivanov was the number 1 seed, and I was like 2200, maybe 2100. Yeah, I think it was 1990, and I moved to Boston. I lost the first round against like a 2300, and then I got paired against Ivanov with like 0. I was like, what the fuck? When is the Bullet Arena? Of course. Alright, we played C4, D4, E4. It's great when you like lose and you still play like a strong player. Because Ivanov drew. It was some weird pairing thing that happened. I don't even understand how it happened, but it was a small field. What am I doing? Oh, I don't feel like playing the King's Indian. Come on. It's too hard. It's too hard. It's too much work. Unleash. I wouldn't have played D4 if I knew it would be a King's Indian. This is too much work. When is the Bullet Arena? You know I don't play Bullet. Blitz is stupid enough. I can't believe that Grandmasters... I mean, there's some people like... I saw earlier today, that guy from Chile, Rodrigo Vasquez Schroeder, was playing on lichess. All he does is sit around playing Bullet all day. He has like 50,000 Bullet games. It's like, dude, you're a Grandmaster and that's what you do. You're a chess Grandmaster and you sit around playing Bullet chess all day long. And that's all you ever do. It's really sick. And I love how these guys like offer lessons and stuff. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, teach people how to play Bullet? I mean, all you do yourself is like sit around playing Bullet all day. You became a Grandmaster so you could sit around playing Bullet chess all day, just like hanging pieces against other Grandmasters. It's like insane, you know. It's totally insane. So we had this before against Arsenal fan, actually. Oh no. Oh no, what if Unleash is like secretly Arsenal fan? He's too low rated. It's not Arsenal fan. Thought maybe Arsenal wanted to be Arsenal Unleashed. Arsenal Unbanned. What if we did a hybrid? I mean, The problem is if I play a5, we're probably okay. I could have played bishop e3, f5, f3. Is it worth learning the King's Indian if I get tired of playing, to learn the King's Indian if I get tired of playing Tory attack? No, Mr. Coffee. Of course not. I mean, it's a major opening that's very important for understanding chess. You know, I think we need to go beyond just what's good for your practical results at some point too. You know, it's important for understanding closed positions. Obviously, takes. There's a lot of people, I mean, I always thought it was weird, but when I was in chess club, when I grew up, the first chess club I was a member of, I remember one of the strongest players, Doug Brown, he was like 2300, and he was saying how the Steinitz Roy Lopez was basically like the King's Indian. I was like, what are you talking about? I thought that was weird. It was a weird thing to say, but it's true. You know, I mean, the structure is the thing, really. I can play c5. Trying something a little creative. Usually everything goes to shit when I try to be creative. And I like how, like, before my game on Sunday, we had a stream on Friday, and Arsenal was like, I think you have your best results when you're creative. And I lost. I often try to be too creative. You don't play e4. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's an even more extreme switch. But no, you should learn to play something solid against the King's Indian. But I mean, you can play e3. You know, you can play a kind of spike. What's his name? Spike. e3 poison. What's his face? I mean, that is a King's Indian when you play e3. Spike Lee. Unleasha's kind of trying to force the normal King's Indian thing at all costs. So knight c6. Knight c6, rook a1. Yeah, I don't know who this is, but they're definitely scaring me. What was our other game? Doesn't show. Well, this sucks. You're playing pretty well. What am I supposed to do? Knight c6. Doesn't seem that great. All right. This is a weird move. Oh no, but I mean, I don't mean like on move one. You know, we're talking about d4, knight f6, c4, g6, e3, or knight f3. Probably knight f3. You play knight f3, so they can't play the Grunfeld. They have to play bishop g7. This is what, like, I don't know. I can give you a lot of examples. Morozevich, Kramnik. Mamedyarov has done against a lot of strong players. Gelfand. Hikaru has played this line too. The e3 poison. I like e3 on move 1. It's not such a stupid idea, actually, now that you mention it. Am I better? Equal? Worse? Never had a game quite like this. I get what you're saying. d4, knight f3, of course, but yeah, you play like knight f3. If you play e3, you can also play e3, but knight f3 is more common. Knight f3, then bishop g7, and then e3. Haven't you done that in the past? But you want to play something like real, is what you're saying. Should you learn to play something real? Yeah, it's hard. More incisive. It looks like a pretty standard King's Indian. It does, in a way. I don't play a lot of these because I don't think it's a good idea to play the white side of the classical King's Indian in blitz. Easier to play with black because it's your king getting attacked versus the enemy's queen side. In a practical game, one is better off, not doing that. Space advantage positions are hard. They're hard for the defender, but sometimes they're even harder for the side with the space. Because you have to be very accurate not to overextend yourself. Make one slip and you get checkmated or something. And so playing the white side of King's Indians is hard to do. You need time. Closed positions too. Closed positions especially. I try to avoid playing things like this in blitz. Now some people don't care, but I think it's hard. You're making your life hard by playing things like the Marazzi, the King's Indian Classical, when you have a blitz game. The rook and the bishop. Thank you for being specific. You mean those pieces blocked in there? In the well, they're not misplaced. They're just stuck. Yeah, black is just going this reminds me of how I lost on Sunday. I was just like down a pawn for no reason, and my opponent just queened his pawn. It was a very difficult game for my opponent to win that. The attack doesn't mean anything now. Essentially. What attack? There is no attack. It's an endgame. I have two bishops. Say goodnight, Gracie. Even this move looks like it's too slow. Yeah. Well, as I learned on Sunday, you can't lose a pawn. Trade queens and have fun. This game, I apparently played okay. There were some inaccuracies. But what black did is very unusual. Knight e8 is passive. I can't believe John Nunn played this. Wow. John Nunn has a game from the World Team Championship Senior where I played last year against Patashnik. That's insane. Nunn was traditionally one of the best King's Indian players, but it looks like these guys are getting too old. Man, Patashnik couldn't beat him. Knight b3. What did they do? Agree a quick draw? a5. Patashnik didn't play a5. See, this is interesting. I was thinking about it. f3 on the next move, doing f3 and bishop e3. So Potashnik he played bishop e3, and on f5 he plays like f3 or something, right? Yeah. So I didn't think it was necessary. Anyway, all right, guys, what's happening in the tournament? 5-0. You guys haven't tested me today. I didn't have to do anything. Yeah, but that's not a good line. That's not a good line. You played it wrong. There are some lines with a5, but you made some kind of inaccuracy. Your follow-up after a5. I think just like knight e8. Can't believe that none played that, because he's such an expert. But he's getting old. I mean, the other line you can play is knight h5. I mean, maybe that's better. Or you can do the Hebden, where you don't do anything. You just go do like king h8. You play like king h8, knight g8, knight e8, knight g8. It's crazy, but I used to play the black side of the King's Indian, classical, but I try to avoid the Mardel-Pla variation because it just always felt like you're just, the game is playing you. You're not playing the game. I mean, those positions are always like, it just feels like your path's so narrow, you know. I never liked it. There's not a lot of, just doesn't feel like there's a lot of room for creativity in those closed knight c6 King's Indians. There's not enough tension. And I don't know. But I think I gave up on a little too early. Kasparov quit the King's Indian because of b4, but you know, he didn't have to quit it. He didn't want to play anymore. Zen chess in second place, Stefano third, Redusa fourth, Godchenkar fifth, Unleash sixth, Giach. Gia chess, Kelart 2-0. Move 11, winning against Heroku. Thanks for playing Move 11. You rarely get to play in one of these, so I'm happy to see you play. Nefedov had a rough stretch. Lost to Ruslan. Too much brown beer for Nefedov. It feels nice to go King C no matter what. No, I mean, it's a good opening, and it's important to understand. For everyone, you know, it's very useful to understand how the King's Indian works. I lost a game in like 1990 against my friend Joseph Fang, and I think that was about the last time I played the classical King's Indian with knight c6. He just knew it better than me, and I had enough of those variations where it just feels like the game is like dictating what you're supposed to do. I like to play the other variations in the King's Indian. Everything else, like everything but knight c6, knight a6, knight d7. I've tried everything. E takes d. Every other variation. My friend Zlatko Olinčić used to do knight h5. Like, that's a very strange move. You're not supposed to move your pieces away from the center while there's tension in the center. So knight a6, knight d7, and even e takes d are the sidelines. So Stefano, what round is this? Doesn't say the round. Isn't that weird? All right, round 6 has started. There it is. So speaking of King's Indian, yeah, but I don't have to play King's Indian. I mean, I'm capable of playing King's Indian, but we do what we want to do. Oh, it's not a King's Indian. The endgame is already equal. Now, if white isn't really knowledgeable of what they're doing, they're going to be worse. Very easy to lose with white in this endgame if you don't know what you're doing. B3, okay. Not such a bad move, but I think the black is already fine. This was This was a favorite line of Nezbedinov, and they call it the Ukrainian variation. I'm not sure after who, but my old friend Igor Foigl used to play it, and Foigl was just crushing people in this endgame. Here I'm not sure exactly what setup I should adopt. BB Sara. Bibishenko. So far, White's played okay, I suppose. His setup is okay. There are lines where the knight actually will drop in on d5 and your bishop will get trapped when you take it. That's the tactic. That can happen. So I am really impressed by White so far. He's not falling into kind of the standard sort of traps that we normally see players get into here. Not sure exactly what I want to do. G3 is a very nice move. H5. I don't know what to do, guys. Almost choosing moves at random. This is a tough one. G3 is a nice idea. Petrosian had a game where he played for G4. G4 is an idea. If black plays F6, you can play like a Grob type of pawn advance. But this is totally different now. That's inconsistent. I thought White was going for bishop H3. So now I think he's trying to change plans. It looks like changing plans. We build a wall. Build a wall and they will come. And they shall come. Development. He has a half point. He had a winning position against me, for sure, in more than one game, but definitely one. His score against me is almost impossible statistically. Alright, E3. I do have some opponents like that. There was this one guy. There was one guy at the chess club in Boston. He was 2100. Not a bad 2100. He lost every single time we played. Something like 10-0 lifetime score. Sometimes against certain players you have, maybe you have a bad somehow your style doesn't match up well against them. But if he's 1900, he should have more than a half point out of 28 against me. It's really crazy. That's what, like, I don't know, 1,500 players, 1,600 players would get. He's better than that, I think. And the opening played quite well here. Most people have already screwed up their position. Here it looks like White is maybe okay. This A4 is a little bit of a menace, though. I don't know what he's going to do about that. Maybe it is a problem. He just kind of ignored it. I think that G3 was good, but H3 was bad, and he should have played bishop H3. That was the whole idea, you know, to try to trade off my white square bishop. That should have been his idea, strategically. His bishop, it's nice, but it doesn't do anything, you know. F4, okay. F4 is a blunder tactically, but the idea is a good one. Of course, he's hanging e3 here. This just loses. But strategically, the idea to attack my pawn chain with f4 is a very important idea in this line. Just you obviously, you can't play with the knight on f5. That is a problem. So he just got blown apart by a mortar. Welcome to Mordor. Enjoy the drones. I don't know which way to go here. Everything looks tasty. It's hard to resist the whole piece, though. Welcome to Mordor. Don't mind the drones. Can't wait to fly on Thursday to see what airlines come under attack from the terrorists. Alright, knight takes g2, guys. Tomorrow is our analysis stream. So we're not doing Thursday. I'm not going to be here, hopefully. I'll be en route to Trumpistan. So we're going to host our Thursday night analysis stream on Wednesday instead. Big news. Welcome to Trumpistan. No, seriously. Okay? Everything is secured. Yesterday there was mysterious drones over Copenhagen airport, and they had to shut down the airport for like 4 hours. That's really fucked up. Yeah. So if you live in Europe, I mean, it's a big concern. Any airport, and on Friday, there was a hacking of airport computer systems, and everything was down at a bunch of airports like Heathrow, Berlin. So, scary. If you're trying to travel, at least. All right. So that's our plan, to travel on Thursday. Go to Trumpistan. I'm going from Urbanistan to Germany and then to Trumpistan. Asterbate gifted a tier 1 sub to Zen Chess. Smurfette had used 25 bits. Getting on the leaderboard. Bangtown, California, 5 gift subs. Move 11, Asterbate, thank you guys. Check. Just taking random stuff now. He does have a check on f7, but it's okay. You've got a Pawnda with a masked Pawnda. You don't see that when you type. You think masked Pawndas just show up here like randomly? He didn't even check me. He's defending against the threat of 93 check. Ugh. This is horrible for him. Oops, I did it again. Yeah, I'm really getting warmed up now. I can almost calculate. Yeah, refresh. Round 6 has started. Yep. So now we're up a whole rook, nothing but the rook, so help you. You can win the exchange with knight check. You're going to lose it back anyway with bishop h6 at the end. Yeah, you're just down a rook. Okay, that fell apart. So Zen Chess is playing now. Ruslan Bear, who seems to be in good form today. The hell was the opening? What does Ruslan Bear play? The Sicilian? Yeah, he plays like weird Sicilian. White is got pressure. That move I didn't expect. I thought you would double, but it's probably not a big deal. Rook f3 doesn't really do anything. It looks like it's probably a draw, but white is a little better. But I think that Zenchess is stronger well, he's stronger. By the way, Ruslan rating is sort of ridiculous. He's better than 1600. He's definitely 1800 at least. But inconsistent. Sometimes much stronger than others. Sometimes he plays really almost legit. Other times he plays quite badly. You don't really know what you're going to get. This was what, a Sicilian? A Grand Prix attack. Yeah, he played a weird thing there. Black played a6 and you played b3. So both sides going on a really strange path for a Sicilian. So c5 is bad. Yeah, Ruslan Bear is screwed now. Well, almost. c5 is weak. I mean, this was a very strange move in that moment. Now, I don't know. White should be winning, but black still has a kind of dangerous pawn mass. I mean, white could get mated on the back rank. Things like g3. Panic is possible. It's always possible to panic. Doesn't look like Zenchess is going to panic, but I'm not sure he played the best here. Still. He's only one pawn up. It's true. g3 looks kind of dangerous. This looks a little bit dangerous for white. Wow. So I talked about panicking. This looks like legit panic. Careful where you go. Anything could happen here. It may be that black's better now. It's getting close to a draw. But now white's going to pick up a pawn. And that might mean like 2. He's going to need to keep all of his pawns though. Yeah, this was a really bad endgame. Now white is winning. So Ruslan was probably better at some point there. It completely had spiraled out of control, and Zenchess was able to. He was able to recover. Kind of hesitant technique, but you know, it's never easy with little time. What you really want here is 2 connected pawns. So the easiest way to win, you know, hitting the H pawn exactly. Okay, it's definitely a win now. You know, the side connectors are always the hardest ones to win. Like once I had a game with Alex Scherzer, R.I.P. And Alex wouldn't resign. He wouldn't resign until like the very, very end. Here, there's maybe more stalemates and stuff when it's the rook pawn and the knight pawn. But it's easy. It's still pretty easy. I mean, exactly, king h5. Much easier to screw it up, like that. Man, why did he check that way? Ruslan checked the wrong way. He should check him from behind. I think it was still a win either way. It's probably still a win either way, but if you look here, if you're gonna check him from farther away in the back. It wouldn't. Would it matter? It wouldn't matter, right? No. I still think, like, in principle, you should check him from the back, farther away. So eventually, the king will just walk away, and you have to, you're gonna have to come to the back rank to prevent getting mated. But here, for example, it's a little tricky. We're gonna have to like approach with our king again. Zen didn't have to allow that. You don't really want these two pawns to be like that, where your rook is stuck in front of them. All right. I guess it was, you didn't mess it up, but I don't really like the way you did it. All right, last game. Somebody has to beat me. Kellart. Oh, Kellart has won every game. Kellart also beat Gia-Shock. So I'll play Kellart, and I'll play Kellart, or who knows what the computer will do. Maybe it'll pair me with move 11. Rest in peace, Silman. Oh, you learned it from Silman. Yeah, that was shocking. I never really knew. I never knew Silman. I mean, I owned also one of his books or a couple of his books, but I think I must have seen him, but he rarely played on the East Coast, so I mean, maybe I saw him at some tournament somewhere, like World Open or something. I don't know. I'm not sure I even met him or saw him. Was in the same room with him. I never played on the West Coast, and he never played on the East Coast, almost. But there might have been. I don't know. Maybe he played in New York Open or something. I don't remember. But he was a great author. One of a very few chess authors that was really, who was a good player and also very sincere, and but also he did a great job. He promoted his books. He sold a lot of books. His books were in every, like, Barnes and Noble. He made a good career out of teaching and writing, and that was unusual, and the quality of his work was on a much higher level than, say, like Lev Albert or something, who markets a lot of sort of garbage for beginners. Quality chess stuff, promotion. So Keller, I've only played twice, and it was a long time ago. Keller. Sebastian Feller. I love how all these guys who've been like banned are like back. Sebastian Feller plays after serving his like sentence or whatever. How could you come back to chess after being convicted as a cheater? Wouldn't you be ashamed? I don't understand. The cheater here in Hungary, I was told, I didn't know this, but we have a cheater in Hungary who was caught cheating a few years ago, and he apparently his case is like pending in the FIDE courts or something. I thought they brushed under the rug and never reported it to FIDE, but I had from a reliable source that FIDE had in fact been investigating or something. The guy was caught red-handed. I mean, what's there to investigate? It's really sick. Okay. Kel Art, King's Indian, another King's Indian. Dave Grieco. Rip Dave Grieco. Dave used to play, he was a FIDE master who was more like I am strength, but never competed internationally. And he was from Rhode Island. He was a really, really good white-sided King's Indian player. And he played a lot of these lines with like h3 and bishop e3. It's kind of an unusual setup, but also like solid and kind of low risk. He died a few years ago. Sadly, he was a great player in New England, one of the strongest players in New England. He was over 2,500 USCF for a long time. I always think of him when I see this type of position. And he was fairly young. He would be less than 60. Speaking of Rip, anyway. Getting old is scary. Every day you look in the mirror and you're like, how the heck did I get that old? Where did the time go? Okay, so I'm supposed to take at some point? That's one of the ideas they do. I saw a game like this in my team championship. Well, similar position the other day. Knight of 3 is a problem? Or is it? Yeah, bishop f5 is an issue here. So I'm not super thrilled about bishop f5. Gaining a tempo for development. He takes with the queen. I mean, that's kind of weird. So the idea is to bring the queen over here and attack my king side. Extreme chess craziness. All right. I mean, I can see through this. It's translucent. You know, you want to just try to play queen h5. Creative move deserves another creative move. You just finished cycling 13.5 kilometers. Wow. I have not done 13 kilometers in walking at home. But I hope you at least got to follow the chess while you were cycling. I like doing like walking, jogging. I don't have an indoor cycling machine. That'll be next. Fashion. No, fitness by Jesse. All right, bishop e6. And what's your idea? You want to play c5 and take with the bishop on c4? Or d5? so typical battle between these pawns, you know, in terms of them being weak. I don't know. My rook's a little oddly placed at d4. I'm hallucinating, actually. Alright, let's just be consistent. I don't have to take on d6 if you play. By the way, if you play c5, we have other options. Rook h4, getting my rook trapped by g5 is always a solid option. Rook f4, getting my rook trapped in like a different way, also a very solid option. But my intention is to take. I probably win a pawn. You know, c5, rook d6, bishop takes c4, bishop takes b7. I don't see anything. Black's play is... I mean, I agree, this pawn... That's how I lost Sunday. I gave up my d6 pawn. The best way to defend that backward pawn is to not defend it. But that doesn't mean you can just do anything. And you don't want to play bishop f8 on the black side of the King's Indian. Or the Benoni. It's like a last resort type of thing. Even Tal did that. Sometimes you have to do like bishop f8. Climbing roughly 800 meters. Oh man, it's brutal. We were in Croatia and I was hiking with my son. And yeah, the elevation, man. Elevation. Oof. I'm out of shape, and you know, like 10 kilometers hiking or something is brutal. So you're trying to make me... Alright. Keeping the tension. There is d5. This reminds me of this Leningrad Dutch that I lost a couple years ago. This kid in the Hungarian Team Championship. My last loss to a weaker player in the Hungarian Team Championship. But in the Leningrad Dutch, you played f5. You know, it's like Black's king side is a lot more weak than here. So if he plays c5, I play rook d6, rook d6. This is the other option. They play d5. Now is your queen trapped? Bishop f4. Queen h5. g4 would force Black to sack a piece. I mean, it needs to be considered. Bishop f4, queen h5, g4. Knight takes g4, or bishop takes g4. But I don't know. I don't have time for that. I'm just trying to play solid. Lee chess. So if we go into this endgame, I win a pawn? No, I don't. It's a problem. Likely this is a draw. Wow, that sucks. A5's hanging. Does it really matter though? Probably not. I have to be a little bit careful. This isn't great. This is not what we're supposed to do. But I didn't have enough time to calculate the proper line where I should have tried to trap his queen with bishop f4. It was a little dangerous, so I didn't want to take a chance, but sometimes you have to take chances. Watch out for rook takes e3. It's very, very dangerous. I really don't want to do that. Rook e3 is a very dangerous situation. Dangerous situation. It's a very danger. Black is not better. Or is he? Rook e3. Rook e3, pawn e3, queen takes g3 check, queen g2, queen e3 check, king h1. Unclear. a4 h5. a4 a5. Oh no. He lost the bishop. Yeah, I mean, it's probably a draw, but, you know, so hard to play. I played a little bit better. It was a draw, though. Move 11, Stefano, still playing. 3 pawns. That's a world record. That's in move 11. There you go. This pawn, the H pawn is too shoved up. Black won't be able to defend this. Even if he gets both pawns. Bishop c5, king takes c5. He's going to get both pawns, but white heads over to the other side too fast. It's lost. You what? You got an insane what? Check out the crazy dark square. Move 11's winning there. Zen chess. Oh. Oh, this has been played. This is a thing. Daniel Dardha. Daniel Dardha got this position with black against a 2006. Wow. But he didn't take on f6. So that's... Strong player doesn't take on f6. Color complex. Yeah. Oof. Nice game. Alright, so we win. Zen chess is second. Nice job. Lost only against me. So got 6 points out of 7. Redusa with third on tiebreak by just a half point ahead of move 11. The resurgent move 11. Winning his last 3 rounds to come back for a plus score. God Shankar with a computer like 50%. Kellart, 3 out of 4 ain't bad. Yaroon, 50%. And Stefano with 3. Nefedov with 3. And Gia Shaki with 2.5, rounding out the top 10. Asterbate got himself a bye. So what do you mean dangerous? Could have kept attention. On Thursday, 11 cent prediction. I'm leaving on Thursday. Oh my god. 11 centigrade prediction. I'm leaving on Thursday. Get me out of here. Hopefully it's not 11 centigrade in Boston. Oh, that's Eugene Perlstein. Flexible course. The A4 variation. Was it A4? A4 crushing. It wins by force. Of course A4 wins by force. I will return. October the 10th. We're returning October 10th. So guys, thank you for your support. We will stream tomorrow. I'm streaming tomorrow. We're doing an analysis stream. So that's instead of Thursday. And then Thursday I'm leaving. I'll be back in 2 weeks. And I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to do any streams from the Wi-Fi in the motel. But you never know. Planning on taking 2 weeks off. Then back on the Friday the the 10th. So we'll see. I'm arriving on Friday the 10th. I don't know if I'll stream that day, but definitely Sunday simul on the 12th. We will be doing of October. So enjoy the weather, and I'll be at the beach hopefully. I don't know how the weather is in Boston. We could have cold and we could have warm. It's very unpredictable, like here. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for playing tomorrow night. Don't forget. Thanks everybody for the support. Good tournament. Good job, Zen Chess. Thanks all, Mr. Coffee. See you this weekend.